president will talk about is the economy, but also reaching across party lines.
Yes.
You had the Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, today saying this about the president and the economy.
President Trump was handed an already healthy economy by his predecessor. Like many things in his life, he inherited the healthy economy. Here are two words we won't hear President Trump say tonight about the economy. Thanks, Obama. Because much of the growth in 2017 was created by President Obama's policies.
Thoughts on that?
People should maybe swear under oath before they take to the the Senate on occasion, and here's why. You don't have a single company out there saying, I now am making billions of dollars of repatriated money or capital investments, like ExxonMobil has said, like Apple Computers has said, because of the Obama economy. They're saying, I'm doing it because of the Trump tax cut. So people are drawing that nexus between the Tax Cut and Jobs Act that just passed a month ago, Brett, and what they're doing now with their employers and the larger community investments. And also, if you look at the Quinnipiac poll, in 2017, 66% of Americans who were surveyed said that the economy is either, quote, excellent or good. That's double the number that it was in the 4 previous years of the last administration. So that's just simply not true. Look, Apple, I believe the principals at Apple were big fans of the last president. I'm sure if they were able to say, we're bringing 20,000 U.S. jobs here, we are repatriating billions of dollars in wealth, we're making capital investments, I'm sure they would love to have said that in the last administration. They simply couldn't do it because we had an anemic 2% or less growth rate, GDP, already exploded under this president, and we had tax increases. We did not have tax cuts. We had a corporate tax rate of 35%. This president, this Republican Congress brought that down to 21%.
Oftentimes, State of the Union addresses are shopping lists. They are lists of things they want to get done, the presidents want to get done. One of the things that's talked about is infrastructure. At the same time, there's a lot of concern up on Capitol Hill about the deficit and debt. Here's candidate Trump talking about that.
We owe $18 trillion. We're going to $21 trillion and ultimately 24, which is a magic word. You know, 24 trillion, that's the magic number. That's like the point of no return. And we're there very quickly. We're going to end up being another Greece, and maybe we're going to end up being another Detroit, because that's where our country is going. We need proper leadership.
If you look at the national debt clock now, it stands at $20.6 trillion. There are Republicans and Democrats who have found the light, if you will, when it comes to deficit and debt. What do you think about that as you look to this agenda of what to do next?
This president continues to be very concerned about our debt and deficit, right? There's no question. He's not responsible for the way it's exploded over the last several administrations. At the same time, we can't only look at that and not consider our crumbling roads and bridges. Upwards of 50,000 bridges, I've read in some reports, are in disrepair, and we know that. Also, our air traffic control system, it was designed for a time when we had roughly 100,000 passengers annually. We now have close to 1 billion passengers annually flying through the air traffic control system. So we would think this is a nonpartisan issue crying out for bipartisan support, and we hope that it is. This president is committed to 2 major principles under his infrastructure plan. One is to invest at least $1 trillion in that infrastructure. And secondly is to bring our permitting process down from 8 to 10 years to about 2. It's done in other countries, like Australia, where they give plenty of time for people to comment. If you want to criticize the project, you can, but you don't have 20 years to do that. You can't keep getting these extensions. And so